And we're live. Today, we will be narrating boring coding work, trying to figure out what's wrong with this website. Here I've got two different browsers, but for some reason in this browser, specifically when I have this Chrome extension loaded, I have a problem where the thing doesn't properly load. And so uh, it's only loading, like, you see how all these numbers are low right here, whereas this one has ones that go like up to 30, and then it just, sometimes I also have a problem where it just like stops loading. Like it's supposed to pretty much load like all the way to like 1,000, and then also you see some of these like web pages don't really load properly, but then like this is supposed to be a YouTube embedding. Some stuff's working great. We don't have a whole lot of content. We definitely have some repeats. That's the current feature. That's by design. Right here is severely limited content. I don't know why I'm not having. It seems like only on specific devices or something where I have this problem where it's reloading. The code base itself is a shit show. All the CSS and everything is all plugged into one thing down here, and well, see, that's just not a very great thing to do it. You gotta have your web ABI. I mean, like a lot of this code allegedly is 600 lines, but a lot of it is this ABI right here, where yeah, it's 133 to, so 300 lines of this is CSS, or excuse me, the ABI. Then another like 100 or so is like the CSS. So really only have 200 lines of HTML, JavaScript. Some of these are helper functions. So really this code needs to be organized. We're going to make it fun though, because we have this way to make license-free music infinitely, thanks to somehow Facebook. What is this? What in the heck? I never remembered putting this in here. What in the heck? All right, well, uh, let's just try to load some stuff again. 90 seconds. All right. Jeez. Not even logged into ChatGPT yet. I don't even need it yet. All right. So, first thing I want to do is move all of this into uh, a new file. So let's go ahead and make a new file. New file. Style.css. Great. Then we take all of this and copy and paste. Copy and paste. All right. And I'm pretty sure to do this you just have style HTML CSS. Let's just double check we do this right. Yep, pretty simple. Always gotta go to W3 schools. I'm pretty sure it's just style equals href. Yeah, you can do it like the way I had. Link rel. Oh, you gotta do one of these. Href style.css. Okay, so now all we have to do is replace this entire section of the code with a simple style.css, and it would seem to me that everything would look the way that it has previously. Yep, nothing's changed over here. Nothing has changed in this browser right here. This thing can load things fast. Jesus. This thing really works. See, I try to use this on Safari. For some reason, it doesn't load fast. Not sure if it's on me. I think it might be on me because of the scrolling, the way that it scrolls. Like it doesn't needs to activate. Like whereas seemingly on desktop, it automatically works. And we got some more music, guys. 80s driving pop song with heavy drums and synth pads in the background. I don't really hear heavy drums or synth pads, really. Okay, here we go. Alright, so now that we have that out of the way, now we need to do this type stuff. Alright, so there's these contracts, forum contract, or these constants, right? The ABI and so we need to, how do you import data from another place? Let's see. Right, I'm sure it should be simple, right? No, import. Oh God. Phew. That's not a problem. I've done this before on another. See, sometimes you just, this is why you gotta have ChatGPT, because this thing over answered. It's like, what language are we even working in? Um, in the same. All right, and then I actually haven't even checked any like settings or like anything regarding is this stream even actually working. I think I was supposed to go on to ooh, ooh, yeah. YouTube Studio. Oh shoot. I was supposed to hit one of these, right? Yep. All right. Close. Edit. Boom. Talk. All right. And we're gonna actually get, this is JavaScript. Hashtag ETH. Oops. Hashtag ethers. Oops. Whew. You know what? Hashtag JavaScript. That is a word, and I'm sticking by it. All right. Now, Jesus. See, this is also not what I want to do, right? So let me go back to my websites. I have this website, and it has an index.html that calls a set of functions from another freaking thing, right? So, result to see script src, right? We just have to import these things, right? So right before, like, why did it tell me that complicated thing? Right? There was another way to do it, right? So is this? All right. So then, all right. Script what? Script src equals um what do we want to call it? Instance dot JS. Right. Oh, we got to put it in quotes. And we need to go back here, create a new file, call it constants.js, and we go in here, and we can just do one of these old good old-fashioned copy pastes. Control C, boom, delete it all, and then right here, go right here. Now let's make sure that I am in the right thing, right? So we got constants.js. Everything seems to be working. Have I saved this yet? Save. Ooh, that does not look right. Ooh. And let's try to maybe make something better here. Let's hope folk rock with island vibes can create some pretty solid tunage. All right. I love how you can just hear the fans. All right. Okay. So now let's test our website to see if it actually works or loads anything. And seemingly it doesn't. Seemingly we're getting an error. And so this is why you test in production, kids. All right. Form address is not defined. Well, I just defined it, didn't I? Didn't I go in here into the constants.js and name form address, right? So I'm pretty sure. Oh, we have to do okay. All right, and then result to math. Result to okay. Right. It only seemingly cares that one time, right? Type equals, oh, maybe I need to include this type right here for it to work. Let's see. But maybe since it's a module, it can't import from other things, which would be kind of annoying. All right, let's see. Oh. All right. So it seemingly is loading here. All right. And seemingly should also be loading here. All right. Everything's working. Which means that that little line of type thing was important. Which I wouldn't have necessarily guessed. But you learn something new every day. Folk rock with island vibes. Alright, and did I have some to-dos in here? To-do? Yep. See, alright, so send something. Oh! I was on the island sipping some iced tea, and a girl came down and sat next to me, 'cause I told her her name was Tiffany. She said, "No, it's Jessica." And we rolled down to the mountain, and I took her in my truck. I showed her around, and she met my pup, and we read each other's family. Now we're going to Christmas together, and Thanksgiving was fun. I beat her brother in football. All right. You know, this is all the good things that can happen when you do folk rock on an island, right? All right. This is freestyle. All right. Folk rock with folk rock seems to be like a niche that I can develop in, uh, because this thing just, it's just good music, right? With island vibes. Let's add a little more percussion. All right, so pretty much we can do the same thing and then generate another cool song. And I really should have just downloaded that because that was kind of a banger. But all right, so how long is this? Oops, this is. I don't think I needed this anymore. All right, so how long is this? 200 lines of code. Interesting. I didn't even know I had one of these. So, window on load. All right. To do fix auto scrolling. Okay, right. So then we have a problem with the formatting, and we have a problem with links, right? Because we just have right now. Sometimes it's like if we can't do an iframe, then we just need to post a link. That's reasonable, right? Everyone's kind of familiar with a blue link, but really, what it should be is that you should be able to have text and then say, "Oh yeah, if you're interested in this link," and then we also have inner HTML, which we haven't experienced. We haven't experimented, excuse me, with just inputting HTML, right? Because usually you don't want injection of HTML, but I think just given that this is an open platform, you can post anything. I don't think that you're going to be able to hack any, you're not going to be able to hack the blockchain or my database with any kind of input, bad input. You could really only hack my interface because I'm not checking for anything right now. But ideally, that would never show up because I could just downvote it, and then it would never show up because of the algorithm. So the front end algorithm would just not show anything that was meant to hack my website. That would be an easy way to solve that problem, and that's hopefully would not be a common issue. All right, so then test to just see like when this actually runs, right? Dot log. Okay, so this is easy here, right? Oops. Log, right? All I have to do is say first log, right? Because this, I think, should be the very first thing that pops up. But then also, if I scroll down, it should go. But I think I need to load things right away, right? So if there's something else that's loaded first, that would be a problem. All right. All right. So. Oh shoot. This thing just constantly is just going every time, but it doesn't run on the first time. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Looking at this, all right, you got text, images. Okay. And we do have the problem. How do we want to solve this issue of Ah, shoot, I forgot about this issue. All right, let's just let's put this code into ChatGPT and just see what it says. Right. This is a weird part of this IDE. Hey, that's why you don't test in production, kids. I've got a new song, guys. Oh, it's like bluegrass. All right. So another thing we need to add is and we and I went on the hill and then I towed my truck and got my boat out the water, took her to the barbecue, and the rest is history. You know, that's what I'm thinking. Alrighty. Hey, that was a good song. All right. So then, yeah. So then another thing. Okay. We got. Let's add another. Let's add another. Okay. To do. Okay. We got to do. Don't even. Oops. Don't even show a post. Option. Show. Option to create a post. If not signed in with a Web3 provider, just hide it if no Web3, right? And so then you would just see posts. And then, right, another thing that I might not like is that it says, yeah, it just says posts. Like, yeah, well, we know they're posts, right? And then we need to add, so we need to add information, add increased post information, right? All right, to do, add increased post headers, which is going to include address, maybe ENS, because the Girly test network I think might support ENS, even if if you already have ENS on base mainnet, I think that it automatically goes on the Girly test net. Could be wrong. And then we will need another to do, which is to. We already had the formatting. We already had. Oh man, did I forget what I was gonna do? How do you spell binaural beats? Binaural. All right, bind focus. Yep. Let's see if it can be Jason Lewis from Might Have Been. All right. Oh, let's move. However. Right. To do, and then we have reformatting. All right. What if I said handle infinite scroll right here? And then just get rid of this thing. Let's see if it crashes the web page. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. You know, now let's see if it works for this. And it doesn't. You see this problem? Like the automatic loading doesn't load. Like I've gotta go like this, and then the content appears, right? So I don't know why that's happening. Um, and then and then there's also the stoppage of loading, right? So that doesn't happen all the time. So all right, so what we just didn't solve our problem. Okay. What it did do is you know what? Wait a second. Okay. So where else is it logging the console? Because that's okay, right? So in the create post function, window.onload create post. What if I just said what if I did that? Let's see let's see what happens on this. Refresh. Refresh the page. Nothing. Wait. That just worked. Okay, that just worked. And it's loading random posts. Okay, but then when I do it on this, I mean, why? What is the point of JavaScript if things aren't going to work the same way on every freaking browser every freaking time? Right? Isn't that the whole point of why we have JavaScript? Is that like it behaves the same on everybody's websites? All right. I do like the way my favicon is looking. Okay. So what I did was I implemented something that shouldn't have worked, and it didn't work. All right, but it worked for one thing, but not for another thing. All right, so this is the old favicon. I just had like this yellow orb, right? And before it was like this thing you couldn't really tell any form has, but this has actually a bit of form. It's like clearly a circle, got some other circle in there, but it could be improved. I think it is a little bit abstract. Um, a lot of times it's like this is like a little save button. This thing you can't really tell what it is. Like one like this is actually pretty good. Like a unique. Oh man, this is a tough one. But it looks pretty good. It fits. It is kind of the same color, right? And as this. And then I also need to have the seafoam green headers. All right. So let's see if it can beat Jason Lewis. All right, that wasn't quite Jason Lewis, but it was pretty good. Some upside. It kind of knew what the vibe was, but the frequency was off because it's kind of high pitched, hurt the ears. All right. So, all right. So the first thing we need to do is post number dot to string. Post number verb. Okay. Okay. Form contract dot get form length, right? And then we get post number. Right. So this is supposed to be a there's supposed to be some kind of alternative header. I want the number to be seafoam green. And so what I'll do is I'll go to this repository of old code I have, where I had like a whole header, right? It's header and it's in an H3, right? So if I just say H3 here and then close H3 right here, it should work. All these should now be seafoam green. And then the right. There we go. So that is the way it's supposed to look. Cool. All right. All right. All right. Cool. 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 All right. And then, so this basically, anytime there's a scroll, is what it does. So it seems like running handle infinite scroll at the very start on the load wouldn't actually hurt something. Like if I just say handle, right? It'll automatically do it at the start, right? And then maybe, if we're lucky, it'll work for this, but it'll also work on my phone. And you can see that it kind of did. All right. Like, I mean, what do you call that? That's loading. That's loading. Look at this. Press the reload button and boom, it pops right up right-ish, right? I guess one thing it definitely does is it tries to load from the Web3 provider first. So I'm thinking maybe um, you just want to like use the JSON RPC signer or provider or whatever as the default loader. Because I think the problem, why it's loading slowly, like it's definitely now loading immediately, but it's not the first thing. It's not being loaded as quickly as the base HTML. I guess I can't really expect that. What else is there? We've got this. Okay. So all right. So we go to this thing up here, right? So then we're gonna add post.inner HTML plus equals p post author. Right. Okay. Now what does it look like? Oof. Author doesn't know what post author is. Okay. Oh. I think that works, right? Doesn't this work? Doesn't this work? Doesn't this make it so that it works? Oh no, it just adds it to the. Oh shoot, because it's out of the header. The header needs to end right here. What the heck? I save? Close the header. What? How is header plus HTML? Right. So we've established that anything right here. So what if I just did a sneaky little thing here and was just like, what if I just replace this with this, do it all in one line, and just see what happens, right? That's what it's supposed to look like. So I don't know why it's a different. Um, yeah, I mean, I really have no explanation for that. I'll take a second look, but and the issue is solved because it's literally just like this thing plus uh this thing in the end of your thing. But all right, okay, but it's a little too thick, unfortunately. All right, and then all right, it's a little too big. Like this gap, it's too big. The padding is too big. Um, so maybe I need to go back to the CSS file. See if there's any padding that I don't need here. All right. And it's specifically with the header, right? We need zero padding. And maybe it'll look different. No, looks pretty much the exact same. I do want to have a little bit of diversity in appearances with, and use the this thing right here. It does load. It does appear to have. Okay, so this is what I want a post to look like, right? This is a good looking post. It's a little bit too thick up here, and there's a bit of a margin right here. I don't like this gap right here, this white gap. Do I have that on? Okay, it does exist. You just can't really see it with this one. But I feel like I want to get rid of this space right here, this pad, and then yeah, just kind of decreases. There's basically an extra line right here, an extra line right here. All right, so let's just see if there's any more instances of padding that we don't like. The main. I think we're good. Posts padding. What happens if we get rid of this? We just change something by a factor of 10. Does anything look different? Oh, this little thing in the corner. Yeah, I like that. That was a good appearance thing. Yeah, I knew it looked a little bit off, right? This thing makes everything look a little bit more complete. Okay, so all right, wait, did I really just get, all right, body padding 0, okay. Header padding 0. Main padding 20. Padding 20. Upvote button padding, okay. Tag input, okay. All the, wait. What happens? Let's just see what happens. I don't know, does it look different? I don't know if it does. Is it because it's like this thing down here? Maybe there's a little bit of, I don't know. So the last one is the submit button. Okay, is it margin then? Margin. Okay. 0, margin 0, margin 0, margin bottom with posts. I feel like it's really something with the header. I feel like I just want margin. What if I just said margin 0 here? See, there's not even a unit here though. Yeah, I didn't really change much. did it. All right. So let's just go ahead and get rid of this then. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Header. I feel like it might be with the like the P. Like something like the P makes it have padding that's too much. This class, we need to do something about this class here. All right. All right. Let's see. That's gonna be a CSS question or something, but let's just go ahead and. All right. So then right here is adjust how the header is implemented. Get it all right. Really, all I'm doing is adding to-dos, aren't I? All right, add increase. Okay, so this is an actual sort of thing. Okay. All right. Da, 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 da. Okay, and then the last thing is like an actual thing to do, right? So currently, I can submit posts, but these buttons don't actually do anything, right? Because I can say new post. Um, uh, um, all right, and then click this, and it'll pop up, and then I type in my password, and boom, pays in base girly. Well, girly. What? Network. What? Am I confused? We're supposed to be connecting to the. Okay. Girly. Right? Okay, and then let's put it inside of some h1 tags. Right? Oops. And just see if it's doing well, right? Okay. You're okay. Now, yeah, see it was 2, all right. 10 cents a girly. All right, let's see if it pops up and says transaction mined or not. Transaction has been mined. All right, I think that worked. All right. So oh, right. Okay, so for YouTube clips, you have to specify that it's an embedding. This is a problem I've had before. All right. So then, right. So YouTube, that's a pretty big client, right? So let's add a something here for like. See, it's tough to say where it should go, right? Because we got images. Like it's like, oh, we want it to search and treat every post the same, but then we also do want to check and see if it's a YouTube link. So I gotta see what. So the YouTube link is what? The freaking fifth thing. So it says it's a video. Okay, wait. It goes okay. Text, image / GIF, unknown. Okay, video, unknown or other. Okay, so I assume that that then in the unknown or other section, this is where we need to do okay. Also, sites like YouTube require a specific embed tag in the URL for it to work. So you can do that here as well. That's just the assumption we're going to go on. I'm pretty sure that's how it should work. Well, I do want to also see if we can. Okay, so this is cool, right? So the site automatically uses HTML, right? So since it's just reading, so it's just doing .any HTML, you can input any HTML you like and have it work. So I assume that means that you could also include like a script tag, which means that you could just have someone load something and it would run a script on your device. It could be anything, and anyone can post on here. So, you know, you don't want to open this site and then just like leave it there because someone will just start using your phone to crypto mine on there's a percent chance that could happen. So that's the internet. Freedom's dangerous. Okay. So part of this was just formatting, right? Because this is a mess. All right, so let's see if this makes sense, right? This is all looking good, right? Except for this part, right? So this thing, we need to give this an ID of the create post, and then let's just, because I know how to do this, right? You know, by default, we want it hidden, right? But then if there's a Web3 provider, then we want to show it. So let's just go ahead and say hidden, and then right, if provider. Okay, so try try this. Okay, increase, right, ENS. Oh shoot, yeah. You should just add an address, right? Because there's post information here. So when I go to my post load thing, it's like the header. The header is author name. Okay. We did this. We loaded it. If variable 2 is a URL, else is just text, right? Um, okay, but then this should be address, right? So, okay, we need await form contract that get post number. Okay, and then right here, okay, to do add. I'm just gonna say to do add address of poster, right? All right, and then so this right now it looks really bad because it's not even aligned. All right, but what I want to get to is adding interactivity with the score. So where, okay, this part right here is where jeez, I didn't write this code. ChatGPT wrote it. All right. And let's see if we can get it to write it again, right? HTML structure, right? Okay, so then we need to go to Remix and look at the contract, right? So that we can, all right, so then, okay. Based on the code, all right, because then the reply button, for now, when someone selects add tag or I just want an empty box with the preview saying that they have to sign in with a Web3 provider. Okay. And then, right, so it's like, how do you upvote? It's just upvote post, right? Upvote post, yeah. Okay, so the functions that need to be called